every single night. Oh, so bold, we'll stay afloat as we go. Oh, so bold, we'll stay afloat as we go. Oh, maybe I sink or swim. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I sink or swim. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I sink or swim. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I sink or swim to every jump. See an enemy, I'm wondering if I had to be like some moment, maybe like I see an enemy. I go like this, take the finding in emotion and I fold it. You fold it down, chicken around and on a swimming enemy, swimming in the same pair we say. I'm wondering if maybe I lost my way. Hey, oh, oh, I don't know. Maybe I sink or swim. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I sink or swim. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I sink or swim. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I sink or swim. Baby Joan. Baby Joan. Maybe I sink or swim. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I sink or swim. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I sink or swim. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I sink or swim. Joan. Baby Joan. Thanks for having us. My name's Josh KARCH. This is Shane Moffat back here, accompanying on the drums. And that last song is called Davy Jones, and we're going to do a couple more kind of beachy indie songs for you. Sixth one's called Tradition. We were born and raised in our DNA, not be the same, but we want to wake up and shake up all the normality. Losing sight of the goal and making it to the top. What have we learned? What have we become? Just never lose the idea of who you are. Maybe that'll stunt the growth of who you become. And as the years go by and I see you go, always try to remember that the good old days are gonna be a pleasant memory. You do it for the sake of tradition. Tradition. You do it for the sake of tradition. Tradition. Who are you? Who am I? Good question, go ask another guy, 'cause I don't know what life has in store for you. One thing's for sure, at every door, being open door, just go on and pursue. I always hope the best for you. And you're the best of them, but being who you are, always stay true and keep your morals side. Integrity, peace without bliss, just another numbers game. So keep your head up and keep your head high. Keep it going strong and make your dreams come true. I always hope the best for you. You do it for the sake of tradition. Tradition. You do it for the sake of tradition. Tradition. It's in every one of you to be who you want to be. Preach the love and not the hate. You cannot get away from the worst of the world that's causing all this pain. As a human race, we can stand aside, but we stand together, we can make mountains rise, make things be alright. Stand together in this universal world.
Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being here. So tell me, how did you guys get to know each other and meet? Because this is kind of your main baby project, and you kind of looped him in.
Yeah, I guilt-tripped him into playing with me. No, I've actually known Shane for, since 2013, I want to say. And originally, we were in two separate bands. I was in kind of like a reggae rock band called Still Region, and he was in like a pop-punk band called Medium Sized Kids. And we just started gigging around Portland and playing together. And when those bands kind of dissolved, we eventually just got together and like, hey, let's jam, make some music. And then all of a sudden we're kind of constantly collaborating on different stuff. And here we are now, kind of thing.
Yeah. No, he hit me up about, I want to say a week and a half ago and told me that this was going on. So we kind of got to it quick and hammered out a set. And here we are.
He's a quick learner, yeah.
What were those band practices like?
Rushed.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know, like we get along really well, so that helps a lot. Because if you, like, really, like, depends on how you, like, mesh with other people when it comes to playing together. But, yeah, we just kind of hammered it out. He's super easy to work with and just worked on all the songs and everything. And it's kind of nice, too, because we're coworkers, too. We work at the same place, so it's like, you can't get away from him kind of thing. But
It's almost like saying, I know where you live.
yes, I do
I know where you work.
And he does.
No, both of those, yeah.
If people want to hit you up for gigs, where's the best place to reach you?
I would say I've got a couple different outlets. I mainly use Instagram, and it's kind of a goofy username, but it's at Lamar's Groovin' with an N, because my middle name's Lamar, so I was just like, oh, it's funny, I guess. But
Good thing I wore my Tribe Mars.
Oh, yeah. Perfect, yeah. But, yeah, Instagram. Also, Bandcamp, you can contact me on there, too. And I also have a Facebook page. It's Josh Karch, so probably the best way.
Spell the last name for everyone.
Spell the last name? KARCH.
For those looking for you on the Facebook.
Yes. You might do, like, a lot of people do the SH at the end. That's a big thing, but, potato, potato.
Not that German. How can people reach you, Steve?
Well, I don't have social media, so I guess they'd have to know me.
So they'd have to go through Josh here to get to you?
They can talk to Josh.
Yeah. I can hand out his address later if you guys want.
Yeah.
So just let me know.
Everyone's going to be a stalker now.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Be stalking him, yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about the music itself. Like, what's your songwriting process?
Oh, yeah, totally. I definitely... It's kind of a weird mix of genres and everything. I grew up listening to a lot of like reggae music, a lot of stuff from Southern California, like Slightly Stupid and Sublime and Expendables, all that kind of stuff. And my old band, like I said, I played reggae music and all that. But I love listening to hip hop music and indie rock and bands like Modest Mouse and the Shins and everything like that. So it kind of all gets meshed together. But I would say It's kind of like the message of like reggae music, but I got sick of doing those chord stuff, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go into a different genre. But I really like the positive, just like message behind it and everything.
When you're adding the drum beats on there, how do you feel the groove in that?
He pretty much told me to do whatever. So I don't know. He does a lot of kind of cool rhythmic stuff with his vocals, and I try to follow that the best I can and accent some things and not other things.
That's it. It's well put. Yeah.
Very nice. What are you going to play next?
Next song is called "Let It Go," and it's off. I just released an album back in August, and I worked on that for about a year. And this is kind of like the main song on it, so it's kind of a fun one to play. So
it's like the album title track, if you will.
Yeah, I would say that's like the title track for sure.
Okay, and no relation to the Disney movie song.
Heavily influenced for sure. Just sitting down in my basement watching that on repeat, and then trying not to get in trouble for trademarking is the next thing. But no, they're completely unrelated for sure. I hope so.
Tell me a little bit about the song itself.
It's so just like a lot of stuff with my music. It's I try to kind of give the message of like spreading positivity and like community and things like that. It's the usual message. But with this one, it's kind of like just like the name of my album's "This Too Shall Pass." It's kind of like just moving forward from when bad stuff happens, and and trying to keep a positive mindset and everything like that. Just moving forward when things get a little rough.
Fair to say it's about letting go of negativity then?
Yeah, definitely. That's like, I guess that's a better way of putting it than my little ramble. But yeah, I would say that's perfect.
All right, well, let's hear it.
Sweet. Wake up, new day, travel on. But something makes you feel all wrong. You shall pass, and now it's wrong. No more stress if you let to rest everything did you wrong. Alright, I will be fine if I let him go. I am alright, I will be fine if I let him go. It's 2 a.m., still can't sleep. Maybe we can go somewhere, you and me. Driving down the road so we can leave this town. Following the signs, just stay in the here and now. Good shall pass, now it's for. No more stress if you let to rest everything did you wrong. I'm alright, I will be fine if I let him go. I'm alright, I will be fine if I let him go. to let it go. It's time to let it go. It's time to let it go. Alright, I won't be fine if I let him go. I am alright, I won't be fine if I let him go. And I am alright, I won't be fine if I let him go. But I am alright, I will be fine if I let it go. To let it go. It's time to let it go. All right, that was Let It Go, and not the Disney Let It Go, but the beachy Let It Go, I guess. This next one is called Daydream. Brought this one a little while back, and here we go. Sitting on back and wondering about the past, cherishing the moment with the feeling don't last. Gonna take my last chance on it, I'm bust, stopping all the commotion, fighting with the fuss. Living every day with the same despair. Gonna make your mind like feeling so asleep. Let's stay. Gonna play with the games of the day. Feel the feeling of long ago I show it. Better get out there and stay in the shade. Gonna learn today, memories don't fade. Must be making yourself crazy. Leave that bags behind, don't be lazy. Up from an age, you know that you stay amazed. Me feel alright. Woke up from an age, you know that you stay amazed. Me feel alright. Woke up from an age, that you stay amazed. Me feel alright. Alright. Well, if I said I was going away, would you let me disappear? Would you ask me to stay? I've got 50 reasons to hop on a train. Love's the one thing standing in my way. And though I seem sad most of the time, all I really ever need, cheer up your eyes. So stay with me longer than the bed. I swear to God, I'll never quit on you. Baby, tell me what's your head at. Don't worry about me, I'm a you and that's the fact. We're always running from something it seems. Sit back, relax, and hang out in mine. Woke up from an age, you know that you stay amazed. Me feel alright. I woke up from a danger, I know that you stay amazed. Me feel alright. I woke up from a danger, that you stay amazed. Me feel alright. Alright. I woke up from a danger, that you stay amazed. Me feel alright. I woke up from a danger, that you stay amazed. Me feel alright. I woke up from a daydream, that you stay amazed. Me feel alright. Alright. I woke up from a daydream. I woke up from a daydream. Yeah. I woke up from a daydream.
It's toasty up here.
Yeah, we've got a few hot lights. Oh, now some of your songs that I've listened to online, Spotify,
Thank you for that plug.
have some lovely harmonizing with a female vocalist.
Yes.
Tell me about her and what the story is, how you got her to harmonize with you.
Well, that's actually my wife, Andrea KARCH, and we got married this last August.
Congrats.
And thank you. Yeah, and no, I always joke with her that like, because I think she's a phenomenal singer and everything. I was like, oh well, when we got married, I had a separate license thing to like make music with me, and I had her sign that too. Kind of like, all right, it's forever. No, but yeah, no, she's awesome. She's a classically trained singer and had like, not to hype her up too much, like been doing choir her whole life and everything, and then I'm the guy who's sitting in my like room just shouting stuff. Not really as much experience per se. Yeah.
When you are working on a song together, how does that go?
It's really smooth actually. Yeah, she's really easy to work with. And the cool part is too, like she'll actually give me feedback. It's not like, oh, that sounds really good, honey, and all that. She's like, yeah, that needs some work and stuff like that. So it's really cool. Yeah, and like I feel very blessed that I not only get to make music with my wife, but also like some of my closest friends, like Shane, and yeah, no, it's definitely a big blessing for sure.
I see you gripping the mic like you're about to chime in there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm launching my solo hardcore band right now.
Random question, totally unrelated to this. First concert you ever went to?
The truth?
Yes, truth. This is not truth or dare. You're not going to do a dare. Sorry.
Avril Lavigne with my sister.
Nice.
Yeah.
Makes sense now. No, Avril, like I've listened to Avril Lavigne like recently, so it's okay. Yeah, not like on the way here, but like within the last couple months, like it's like, oh yeah, that song. But no, for me it was Van's Warped Tour in 2011. It was out in Hillsboro. That's the first concert I ever went to, so I was a little bit spoiled because it was like a ton of bands and everything. And I went for a couple reggae bands, but I ended up finding a bunch of other bands I really liked.
That's pretty recent to have gone to a concert for the first time.
Yeah. That's I like always wanted to. I was like, yeah, and I listened to a bunch of music, but I didn't start really getting into just music stuff till around then. That's when I joined my first band and everything too. So a late bloomer. I don't know.
Was there anything in particular that inspired you to start picking up music?
Yeah, I kind of grew up in a musical family. Like my dad always had a guitar around the house and everything, and he grew up playing guitar and bass in church. So he would kind of have the guitar around. He played every once in a while, but the main inspiration was my oldest brother, Brody, lived up with my grandparents in Washington for a while, and he came home with like just a really kind of not that good pawn shop guitar. And he's like, hey, I got this. And then I had my dad's guitar, and we started playing together, and I just, really took a liking for it. And Rock Band helped too, the game Rock Band, so kind of helped with rhythm.
Video game inspired musician. That's great. How about you, Shane?
I did like school band. I did like concert and symphonic and then marching band, and started playing with bands in like 2012. So around the same time as Josh, and then kind of been on that trajectory ever since. Yeah.
I love how many musicians were former band nerds.
Yeah, it's depressing.
Played trumpet in 6th grade.
Nice. It kind of takes away that whole like hard rock and roll edge a little.
A little bit,
Be
yeah.
like,
It's like,
hey,
oh,
they're still human.
Yep.
trumpet guy, yeah.
Do you think you'd ever bust out the trumpet for any of your future musical gigs?
Maybe. I'm like, I have asthma, so I don't know how well that would go. Might be just ripping in a solo, and then, he's out on the floor. Like, better
Have to
take a
have
look at him.
serious lung capacity to play the trumpet.
Yeah, I stick to this because, that's any sort of, I would love to be able to play trumpet and those kind of things, but it's not happening. Sorry.
Okay, so what are you going to play next?
Next song is a little instrumental song called Vista. It's kind of inspired by kind of California stuff, and I wrote this for my wife's great-grandma who passed away in the summer, so it's kind of a little homage kind of.
Nice. All right, let's hear it.
So that one was Vista, and since I already got him out here on the cajon, we're going to do another one. This one's called Oahu. It's like inspired by a trip I had a couple, so it might sound weird, but so my whole life I grew up I've only been to Oregon and Washington because I grew up in Oregon City, and then I met my wife and started traveling a little bit more, and we went to Hawaii, and then it was like, oh, there's all this amazing music there, and it kind of inspired that, so that's where this song comes from, but here it is. I've been waiting for so long. There's one to care, what doesn't matter anymore. I found your peace where they settle. Found your peace where you are. I may be going home, but I'll never be too far. Feel me straight, making your way home. Feel me straight, making your way home. Feel me straight, you're making your way home. Feel me straight, you're making your way home. Wow. Beauty stays in the eyes of those who want to see. But truly I will live with peace and tranquility. Life is gold, not a race. Find some time at the gathering place for the ocean and the sea. I am happy wherever there's you and me. Feel me straight, I'm making your way home. 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 Wow.
Okay, Shane, talk to me about that hand drum.
About the what? The cajon?
Yeah, the cajon.
Yeah, it's really shredding my hands. Yeah, it's his. He brought it, and it sounded cool on the song, so we figured we'd throw it in.
Yeah. My wife surprised me for Christmas, and I was like, I'm gonna start using that all the time so Andrea, it's right there. Yeah, no, it's kind of, I figured when we were gonna do a couple songs, I was like, and I picked this one, I was like, oh, it's got the kind of fun vibe for that kind of islandy, kind of beach song like that, so.
Very fun. All right, changing gears again, gonna ask some random questions.
Awesome.
First album you ever bought for yourself?
So that one's pretty easy. The first album I ever bought was Jack Johnson, In Between Dreams, like his first like really big album. And I remember I bought it at Walmart in like Clackamas. So I don't know how I remember that, but yeah, it's engraved in there because Jack Johnson's awesome.
It would have either been Green Day's Nimrod or I think Jet Get Born. I had that when I was really young, and it sticks out. Yeah.
Nice. Do you guys share music with each other?
Yeah, definitely.
How do you share music? Like, do you send each other a link, or how does this work?
I mean, last night I came over to Josh's place and just had songs on my phone and just showed him some songs. Yeah.
Yeah, usually that. Like sometimes send each other stuff like, oh, this would be really fun to cover or jam on. But yeah, usually it's just being goofy, like, hey, check out this. Like he showed me some Tim Heidecker last night, and yeah, that's it. It's usually just that, like hanging out in person, because like I said, I see him at work and outside of work and all that. So it's usually like when we see each other, it's like, hey, check out this song kind of thing.
When you hear a song, what inspires you to then bring it to a friend and be like, hey, that song this guy would enjoy?
Yeah, I think especially with him, well, specific for him, anything that's just like really grooves and just like almost got like a little bit of heaviness to it, like Queens of the Stone Age type stuff or anything like that. I'm like, oh, he would really enjoy that. Just because we've actually before this, a couple years, about a year ago, we were in a band together with a couple other friends, and it was kind of like a rock, kind of surfy band, and so we got to play a little bit of heavier, upbeat stuff there too. But with anybody in general, usually when it clicks with me is like if it's got a really good. I'm all about the melody. I really like melody, and I like instrumentation. So if it just clicks, then I'm like, I gotta show this to somebody. Yeah.
How about you, Shane?
He's pretty modest, but he can rip solos really well, and so anything like that, and anything that's just absurd and just ridiculous, I'll show him.
That's the fun part, is the weird stuff. Yeah.
Can you give me an example of some weird thing he's introduced?
I don't know if I can say it. So just really goofy, like kind of borderline parody bands, but not really.
For some reason, I'm thinking Weird Al Yankovic. I don't know.
No.
Grew up on that. Yeah, that's always gonna. Anytime I hear any song like that was one of his parodies, it's just like I think of the Weird Al version. Like what was it? It's like the American Pie song. I think of the one where he wrote for Star Wars Episode 1. That it's like Saga Begins. Every time I hear that song at work now, I'm like, I think of Weird Al.
Nice. What are the last couple albums you've listened to?
One that I was listening to a lot recently was Post Malone, like his newest album, and like I like a lot of that stuff. But also, I was listening to Lonesome Crowded West by Modest Mouse recently too, and then I kind of just jump around. It's like, oh, listen to this, and one that I was really getting into recently was like Oh Hellos and kind of folky stuff. It jumps around a lot.
Yeah, was it Vista that you played kind of made me think of Long Distance Drunk a little bit.
Oh, thank you.
Same sort of pacing.
That is a big compliment. I love Modest Mouse, yeah.
Nice. How about you, Shane?
I've been on like an MF Doom kick and like early REM, like the first couple of REM albums I really like lately. Yeah. It's just really, I don't know.
That's quite the spectrum.
Yeah, for sure.
Jumps, yeah.
Yeah.
What sort of outlet do you normally go to for songs? Are you a Spotify, Apple Music, or
I try
old
to
school
buy
records?
them. Yeah, I try to go buy a CD or something like that, but Spotify if all else fails.
I'm a big Spotify person. For a while, I would just iTunes, just buy it. But recently, I got Spotify Premium, and because you can save the albums and everything, I just have all these albums. And for work, I used to drive a lot, so it's like album after album, just one after another. So that helps a lot.
So you got into huge discographies of entire artists.
Yeah, I'm a big believer of like listening to albums start to finish, and I know a lot of people just like a couple songs, but I definitely am the type of person I like to like put an album on, just listen to all the way through, and then kind of just do that.
For people looking for your music, where's the best place to go?
So best place to go would be Spotify. That's what I have the most, like I use the most, and I kind of promote the most and everything. But I also have a Bandcamp page, just Josh KARCH, and I have some stuff on YouTube too, and just, Googling my name, it'll probably bring up those three for sure.
Do you have a preference where people go?
Probably Spotify. It seems pretty easy to use, and I don't know, a little bit easier user interface than like Bandcamp. So probably Spotify, yeah.
Do you have music floating out there somewhere, Shane?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's past stuff on Spotify. Josh mentioned our old band, The Sun and Moon, is on Spotify, and his stuff is great. So check that out.
He's also being modest. He is a great drummer, and his band I really liked. He used to be in a band called Medium Sized Kids. They were really good, and then obviously A Sun and Moon. Those two, yeah. Check out for his stuff. And then hopefully get him doing some solo stuff soon.
Do you ever just wander a record store since you like to go old school?
Yeah, it's a problem. I can spend way too long in there, and my wife gets very over it. So, yeah. But then it's like, on Amazon for like way too long looking at CDs that I can buy with one click. So it's an issue I have.
When you go to a record store, which section do you tend to gravitate towards?
I mean, with how all-encompassing the rock section is, go there. Hip-hop, blues, jazz, pretty much run the gambit. I mean, yeah, the whole run of the floor. Yeah.
Very nice. Do you want to give a shout-out to any particular local shop?
Music Millennium.
It's a good one.
They have a lot of my money there.
Frequent buyer, yeah.
Yes. Okay, what are you going to play next?
Next one's called Figure Out.
Here we go.
One, two, three, four. Strange step forward, I was moving too quick, moving too far ahead's gonna leave me homesick. Yeah, I was chilling the past with my homie. Into a strange, got my dome feeling lonely. I was only 19, got a couple of dreams. Try to move ahead with it and split it the scenes. Can I take a power nap, come back with a fat sack of know-how? I wanna find out what the hell's going on in SoCal. Believe it or not, I'm a vicious lad, raised in a good household. A great mom and dad, never really was a bad kid. Growing up in a good place, riding bikes around, looking at life like it's a chase. Now, look at your state of mind. Are you happy? Got an empty wallet, and my hair's feeling nappy. Can't believe every day's just zooming by. When a Roman's sitting at home getting, and now you're feeling dazing from the blazing you were equipped, distracting the mind from the partial matter eclipse. It seems like yesterday nothing changed much. Just another day older and you lose touch. Oh, 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 time I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to figure out. Oh, 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 time I'm trying to figure out, trying to figure out. for the game that you're playing. Doesn't come with no cards, so write down all the shit that you're saying. I said it a million times, how about a million more? Memories don't fade, so focus on the future, it's an open door. Truly think to myself that I'm going crazy. With my feet planted straight, motivation lazy. I'm a rebel who's a loner or a lost god. None of the advantage of that label with the God. Depend on your own self, for your own personal look. Triangulation, it'll grab you like a hook. I'm just sitting here trying to figure out my brain. Living forward, back in slow-mo in this organ rain. Life's pretty funny how it all works out just right. Doing fun things that fun, but yeah, it's pretty tight. Living in the sunshine, existing in the dark. Working 9 to 5, or you're getting drunk in the park. It's all the same, we're human, we have feelings too. In this life, trying to figure out what we should really do. A combination of love, sad, anxious, happy man. But never get your life, so just begin. Oh, oh, oh. Long, long time you're trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, oh, oh. Long, long time you're trying to figure out. Trying to figure out it. Go! Trying to figure out, trying to figure out, oh, 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 tell me you're trying to figure out, trying to figure out, oh, 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 tell me you're trying to figure out, trying to figure out, oh, oh, oh. Tell me you're trying to figure out, trying to figure out.
People listening, enjoying. Where can they go hear you play live and see you play live?
Oh, yeah. So right now I'm kind of working on recording some new music and everything, but we're going to be playing on KGW 8 February 5th at 7 p.m. For the Tonight with Cassidy segment, so that'll be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to that. And otherwise, I got some things in the works, but definitely check out Instagram and Facebook to kind of get the updates for all that for sure.
Do you want to chime in there, Shane?
I'll probably learn more of the songs and start playing shows with him, so check those out.
Thank you.
Where's the best place to find upcoming gigs?
I would say for sure, I think Instagram's a good one. I'm pretty active on that. My Facebook I don't use as much lately, but Instagram at Lamar's Groovin', no G at the end, and that's probably the best place. And then Spotify, I'm going to post my upcoming shows too, so that's a good place to look.
Right on. Okay, last random question for you. If you're the kind who sings in the shower, sings in the car, what have you been belting out lately?
Definitely sings in the car, because I have like an hour commute. I live in Oregon City and I work in Northwest Portland, so my car is my refuge. It's like I have music on, I just like zone out and try to get through traffic. I like I like a lot of stuff that I really like to sing along to is stuff like, this is gonna sound embarrassing, but like that era of like Sugar Ray and like Smash Mouth and Third Eye Blind, more so on like the Third Eye Blind, straying away from the Shrek stuff. But yeah, that stuff's fun because I've been listening to it forever, so it's fun to just kind of belt it out in the car and hope no one looks over and sees a full-grown man screaming All-Star in his car while standing traffic. So.
Oh, come on. You can give me at least a line or two of that.
Oh, you want some All-Star? Oh, gosh. Fun fact, though. We did a house show once, and our when we were on Sun and Moon, and our guitarist broke a string, so they went out the car, and I just started playing All Star, and him and I did it, and I think there's a video somewhere, but that was...
That's like your filler song while someone grabs a new string.
When in doubt, it's a couple chords, so it's like All Star. Yeah, most people know it.
Ooh, can I hear a little bit, you two? Just like a line or two?
I don't know it. I was just kind of going with it at the show.
Oh, you actually want to hear it? Oh.
Just like a line or two.
Oh, okay.
Not the full song. You can just play a line.
This is the first. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your show on, get paid. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get played. All that glitters is gold. Oh, I can stop.
That's great.
I
think you just made Shane's night.
Yeah, I'm going home.
He's like, last song you're doing acoustic, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, what have you been belting out, Shane?
For Christmas, my dad got me the Beatles discography box set, and I was listening to the White Album the other day, which I never really cared for, and I've totally changed my mind when they released like that remaster recently.
The digital remastering.
Yeah, and it's really cool. So I've been kind of jamming to that in the car.
So you're more of a car than shower singer?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I need the music loud.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could match that. You want to belt out a line or two of a Beatles song?
I don't want to embarrass myself, but you can picture it.
We'll get a couple Four Locos in them, and
Yeah, not the place for it, but maybe later.
totally kidding. Yeah.
Can you just do a quick station drop? Josh Karsh, you're listening to KPSU.
This is Josh Karsh, and you're listening to KPSU.
Thank you. Okay, and we've got time for one more song.
Perfect. This last one's called "Walking Away," and we're gonna kind of jam on it. And this is another one like "Let It Go." It's just moving forward when you're having rough times, like staying positive, having the people around you that you love and everything, just moving forward.
Beautiful.
Why I'm here. I think you're doing just fine. I will find refuge in my mind. And for a second I will turn to you, and you will turn to me, and you'll ask, what are we doing here? Doesn't matter anymore, 'cause when tomorrow's here, yesterday won't be, and it doesn't matter anymore. 'Cause when you open your heart, you will find the one. I'll be walking away, and leave my troubles today. 'Cause I'll be walking away. At last I think I'm starting to figure it out. At least I think you're doing just fine. Counting my blessings, settling my turn. Turn to me when you're in need. Turn to me when you need me. Oh, you will find always on my mind. Doesn't matter anymore. When tomorrow's here, yesterday won't be, and it doesn't matter anymore.